YouTubers, welcome back to AZ2 Ozarks. Today I want to share with you my recipe for gluten-free buckwheat muffins. Now buckwheat is not a relative to wheat. As much as its name sounds like it, it's just not so. It also is gluten-free. It's neither a grain nor a wheat, and it is a seed. So for people who are dealing with gluten intolerance, this is a perfect recipe for you. I will also be using cane sugar as my sweetener. You can substitute with honey or coconut sugar as well. I like cane sugar. It has a nice rich flavor to it, more so than what may be labeled as a regular sugar in the store. Oftentimes that comes from beetroot, and so I like getting the cane sugar knowing that it's a little bit less refined and that it's coming from the cane. I will also be using a nice vanilla extract and of course our buckwheat flour. In the description below, I will have a list of all of the ingredients as well as where you can find them. I love purchasing my ingredients from Azure Standard because they're very high quality ingredients, and so I will have a link to their website down below. And if you use that link, it does help me out a little bit as I am an affiliate for them. Let's get started making these muffins. Let's start with our wet ingredients. First, you will need a half cup of melted butter, and so that is one whole stick and it is unsalted. Next, you will add a half cup of milk, and you can use a substitute milk for this if you would prefer. 2 eggs, one teaspoon vanilla. Whisk the wet ingredients together just to make sure the egg gets combined. Let's set this aside and begin mixing our dry ingredients in a separate bowl. 2 cups buckwheat flour, 1/2 cup cane sugar or other sweetener, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon salt. Mix together these dry ingredients. Now add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. And mix them together. This forms a thick batter consistency, doesn't drip at all. And now you will add your 1 small apple diced, and this is about 1.5 cups of apple. And go ahead and mix that in. Now we are ready to put our batter into our prepared muffin pan. I will be using a silicone pan, but if you're not, make sure and grease your pan or use cupcake liners. I like to use 2 spoons in order to divide the batter between the muffin cups. Now we will put our muffins into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. It has been 15 minutes, and in order to test your muffins for doneness, insert a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, then it is ready. This one needs a little bit more time. As you can see, the batter has stuck to the toothpick, so I'm going to give about 3 more minutes. After 18 minutes in the oven, the muffins are now ready. You can see that the toothpick came out clean. If it has like a tiny little crumb like that, that is totally okay. So now I will allow them to cool a bit before taking them out and trying them. All right, here are our little buckwheat apple cinnamon muffins, and we just have our taste tester here to try it out. You may have noticed that I used a cookie sheet underneath my silicone pan. Yum. So if you're using a silicone pan, they're really floppy and they don't have a lot of structure. So just to be safe, make sure to use a cookie sheet underneath it for baking. If you're using a firm pan like a metal pan, don't worry about that. I really love these muffins because they remind me a lot of the old-fashioned bran muffins, and they kind of have that real hearty flavor, and they're excellent for people who cannot eat gluten. I like the apple because it adds a little bit of moisture, as well as they just add some more flavor to the muffins. You could swap out the apples with raisins if you want to go more for the old-fashioned bran muffin recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in the future.